Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Men Aloud on Learn Media TV with myself, Dave Sheahan, high performance consultant and dedicated for over 25 years, educating, motivating, and inspiring people just like you to lead in the best life you can be. Again, remember, this is a platform for men where we aim to help men to get better at, sharing their emotions, better at communicating, because all these things will have a positive impact on your life and the lives of those who matter in your life as well. Also, what's important is dealing with men's issues that come up from time to time or that are ongoing, and most importantly, mental health. I'm here especially to help you with your mental health because for far too many men, mental health is something that's suffering for way too long. So on this particular episode, I want to speak to you about kind of the demasculination of men that appears to be happening at an increasing rate and a very alarming rate. Now, let me stress something to you. What is most important to all of us is that you are you. Okay, you need to be you and always be you, and that can be difficult in today's society because in today's society there's like a particular image that's put out there of what one should be. Okay, and most people are not being true to themselves, not being true of who they actually are. And there's nothing more important than being true to yourself, because when you're not true to yourself, all that's going to happen is that you will never feel happy. It's impossible to feel happy if you're not being true to yourself. Okay? So, who are you? Who actually are you? Are you clear on who you are? Do you know who you are? Because for far too many people, they don't know who they actually are. And they're living a life that's basically somebody else because society says that that's who they should be and that's who they should act as. So it's important, first and foremost, that you really get clear about who you actually are and embrace who you are and live a life being who you truly are. Because when you don't do that, you can't be happy. It's actually impossible to be happy when you don't be true to yourself. So we're all totally unique. You're a unique person. I'm a unique person. We have our own personalities. We have our own characteristics, our own likes, our own dislikes, our own ways, our own walks, our own body language, our own everything. And then throughout life, that can get conditioned and can get changed because of the environment that we're in and the people in our lives too that might impact us. And this is why you must always get very clear on who we are and really tune into it. And that can take some work. For some people, like you truly do have to work on yourself. And it might take a lot of weeks, months, years even of self-growth and personal development and self-discovery and coaching and so on like that to really get true to who you are because of the kind of life experiences that you've had and the environment you grew up in and the demographic you grew up in and stuff like that. But it's important that you eventually get clear on who you are and then you live the life of who you are. Okay? Because we're encouraged in society, unfortunately, to not be ourselves. We're encouraged in society to be what society tells us we should be, what this supposed norm is that's put out there. When there is no norm, there's you. There's you. And a lot of issues that people have is because they're not embracing who they are. That's the reality. That's a big reason why so many people are actually unhappy. They're not embracing who they are. They're not living true to who they are. You need to always live true to who you are. Okay? And when you don't, you can't be happy and you won't be happy. All right? So it's really important that I stress that point now because we need to live in a world of equality, acceptance, empathy, you know, acceptance of everyone for who they are, acceptance of beliefs, tolerance of different beliefs, respect for different beliefs, respect for different types of lifestyles, respect for different types of ways of living. Like, unless someone's actually doing harm, people should live the way they want to live. We should have freedom. Everyone's entitled to have freedom of choice, freedom of speech, freedom to live as who they are, as what they want to be. Everyone. You do, I do, everyone does. But society suppresses so many people because of who they really are. So that's something I want to stress initially. That's really important. And I want you to remember that always. One, tune into who you are. If you're not really living the true you, if your life isn't the true you, you need to start working on yourself and start unleashing the true you. Okay. And getting that kind of bravery it may take to step out and be you. Okay. Because like I said, for too many people, they're not being themselves. And you have to be yourself. You cannot be happy. I can guarantee you that 100%. You will not be happy unless you're you, unless you live life as you properly. Okay? So you need to be you first and foremost. Now, why am I saying that? Because I want to speak a bit about what's the demasculination that's kind of happening in society right now and has been increasingly happening over the last couple of years and really intensifying in the last year, where there seems to be an intention to create such unbelievable confusion between what's male, what's female, and what that even means. Okay. Now, if you go back a number of decades, and this is a big issue for men, okay, and it's going to become an increasing issue for men, and especially the younger generation that are coming up. The level of confusion that's being created is unbelievable. All right. If you go back a few decades, like when I was a kid or before that, men were meant to be a certain way. It was like alpha male. It's like a fucking gorilla, big gorilla, and you just did things one way, and that was it. You never showed emotion. You never communicated anything. You went, did your work, you came home, you ate, and so on, and that was it. And that I don't want to simplify things too much, but it was very much like this is what you do, and that's it. That's what a man means. That's what being a man is: strong, tough, unemotional, and so on. Now that wasn't right because so many people had to play that role, but it wasn't them. And this is where I go back to uniqueness. Okay. Now, if we fast forward to now, we're being told by society of all these different like genders, everything, and what a man is really changing and has changed dramatically. Has changed really, really dramatically, and the alpha male is dying. Okay, now that's not a bad thing in many ways, because the alpha male led to many problems. Many problems from suppressed anger as well as the power of it that many men had, and that led to especially in the home so many different issues. But it's nearly going the complete opposite way now. It's like complete demasculination, okay, and total confusion of what a man actually is. A man is just a form of human that has certain characteristics and certain body shape and certain type of brain function for the most part, just like a female. So that's what it is. We are all slightly different, okay? But now there's becoming such confusion going from trying to get like a feminine side and a guy to come out. So let it become more evident in terms of emotionally being more in tune with themselves, sharing emotions more, communicating more, all that side of things. Then there's complete confusion of what a man is and the morphing of men and women together into all these different types of genders and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, as I said, confusion is a word I would use for it. There's complete confusion now. And I see it as demasculination. There's huge demasculination. And it's not a good thing. It's like with every extreme. In everything, you've got different extremes. And that's never good. Extremes are never good in anything. Doesn't matter if it's religion, politics, food choices, lifestyles, anything at all. Extremes don't work. It's somewhere in the middle. What needed to happen with men is just to become more emotionally in tune with themselves and communicate better. Okay? That's what actually was important. And that would lead to better relationships in general, in the home or in whatever form of relationships. But it's changed dramatically, where even like you'd see fashion shows where men are wearing very feminine type clothes and outfits, and what's sexually appealing in terms of, and a woman is now grown to a man, and it's mixed up, just like women now are being portrayed now as dressing more like men, and there's such a big mix. Now again, let me clarify. I want you to be you. If whatever is truly you, do you, okay? And I truly mean that. Do you and be you, because there's nothing more important than being you. But what I see as a huge danger right now is societal conditioning and confusion, creating a whole generation of people who are just literally living in a confused state, and even more so, not knowing who they are, just kind of believing they are something or wanting to be something or wanting to be different. So embracing these different types of people, let's call it, that are being put out there. And it's too far. For me, it's too far. As I said, embrace who you are. That's cool. Be who you are. Whether you're straight, whether you're homosexual, lesbian, whatever it might be, it doesn't matter. You be who you are. Just like you dress the way you truly want to dress, you act the way you truly want to act, you be who you truly are, you say the things that you believe in, you be true to your values and your beliefs. This is something that's really important. Like you need to be always true to your values and beliefs. Okay? Because again, you have your own. You don't have to tie in with what society tells you. Okay? Um, it's something that's missing massively in society right now. Uniqueness. People are more and more into being too similar and trying to be the same kind of person. And even like if you look at, the people are aspiring to be all the time. It's again trying to be the same. Try to emulate people and be the same as people. How about being you? We need to be ourselves in every single way, emotionally. What we do, what we like to do, the way we lead our lives. We need to focus on being ourselves and doing what is right by us. Because if you're not doing that, you're not being true to yourself, and that's not going to have a good impact on other people either. Because when you're not living your true life, all that's happening is you're putting out bad energy. You're not leading a life that makes you happy. That in turn is going to create bad energy. That then is putting bad energy out there, which is going to have a negative impact on other people. This is where again, like our psychology is so important. Our psychology about how we feel about ourselves, our level of self-love. As I've always stressed on Men Aloud, you need to start with yourself. You need to start with your own self-love. Be in love with yourself. Okay? And when you're truly in love with yourself, it's a lot easier to act and behave as the true essence of you. You need to show and exhibit the true essence of who you are, because that's all that actually matters. It will have a huge impact not on only your life, but on everyone else's life. If the person that people are seeing or the person that you're looking at in the mirror is truly you. We live in a very fake world right now. It's not good. It's not a good thing to be in such a fake world. So it's time for us to really make a positive impact on that, positive change in that. And that's where, I work with people a lot on trying to find who they really are, find the true essence in themselves, true characteristics of themselves, what they truly like to do, what they like to be, dress, everything, and then start doing that and not be impacted by the opinion of other people, the opinion of society, because it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It's important for you to, again, be you. And I don't know how many times I've said this so far, but it's a lot. But it's because I'm trying to impress upon you this important point that you need to focus always on being you, being the true essence of you. And that starts with growing self-love. So where can you do that? How can you do that? We look at where you're void of it right now. Why do you not have self-love right now? Why do you not have it? What goes through your head? What kind of thought processes do you have? Why are they negative? What's impacting you so much? What's impacting you so much to make you think so bad of yourself? Like I shared in one of the early episodes, like I had a terrible time internally in my own head from about the age of 7 to 17, where I hated myself and I wanted to end, and I came close to attempting to end it many times. And it wasn't until 17 I started working myself in depth that I started my journey to where I'm right now, where I truly can say I love myself. I truly do love the essence of me, and also what you see is what you get. I live as me, as the true essence of me every single day. I pass no apology for it. I don't care what other people think. If you don't like me, cool. If you like me, cool. It doesn't matter. I live with the intention of helping other people, making a positive impact. I live with the intention of being 100% me in everything that I do. I live life with the intention of being true to my own values and beliefs. I'm true to my own uniqueness, because that's what we need to do. But you have to work on yourself. If you're not dedicated to working on yourself on a consistent basis, you're going to find it very hard to really accept who you are. And it's a sad thing. And I see it with so many people, and especially clients I may work with, there's a lack of acceptance of who that person actually is. And most people are not being themselves. Most people are trying to be someone else, someone that society is saying that they should be, someone they see on Instagram, someone they see in a magazine, someone they see doing a live broadcast or something. and they're trying to be that person, someone who society makes us see as being successful and happy and fulfilled, when the reality may be very different off the camera. We need to start embracing more being ourselves. There's nothing more important. And too many people aren't living that way. And I ask you, being totally honest with yourself, are you being you? Are you 100% being who you are meant to be? Are you? Only you know. If you are, fantastic. Keep always working on yourself, because it's important to always work on yourself. But if you're not, like most people will answer, start by taking the first step towards being a better you. Start by taking the first step towards loving yourself the way you should love yourself. Because until you do, you're not going to experience the true happiness and fulfillment that you could be experiencing. Okay? So, these are my kind of messages to you today on Men Aloud. Embrace who you are. Identify who you are firstly. Embrace who you are. Embrace everything, warts and all. No one's perfect. Everyone's got good traits and bad traits. Okay? Well, that's in perception of other people, especially. But even if we don't particularly like certain areas, we can work on them, we can improve them. But there'll always be certain elements that will not be perfect. But we are ever evolving. You should be evolving all the time, work on yourself, becoming a better person. Always trying to get yourself better and better and better. Better understanding who you are, better understanding how you can impact other people, and so on. Because this is the power you have. We all have this power. We wake up every morning with the power to impact our own lives as well as impact other people's lives. Just depends, are you doing that? Are you doing that? And as I said, most importantly, live life that's true to you, true to the true essence of who you are. That's what matters more than anything. Okay? So, I can't stress enough the importance of, as I said, being you, and as a man, what that means is personal. Okay? As I said, your sexual preferences, your lifestyle preferences, religion, politics, big issues in the world, lifestyle, nutrition, all these things don't matter. Once you're being who you are, that's what matters most. And, not hurting anyone, not intentionally hurting anyone, not having any negative impact on people by the way you're living. That's all that actually matters. If we all can do that, we all can live this way, the world would be such a different place. From what I've said at the start, even, we need to get away from like an agenda demasculination. Like, there's too much confusion. There's too much confusion. There's too much, nearly forced change, and too much virtue signaling. There's too much trends. There's too much people jumping on trends, cool and trendy and all that, which is all the wrong reasons. And most of them it's just down to insecurity, trying to latch onto something like the tribalism that we see so evident in sports and things. We need to do things for the right reason. When you're truly doing things for the right reason, that's fantastic. When you're doing things that are truly in tune with your values and beliefs, fantastic. Make sure that they are. Make sure everything you do is for that reason. Okay? So you're unique. Embrace it. Find out who you are for definite, and then live that way. Really important, okay? And grow self-love. When you love yourself, I'm telling you, the difference will be unbelievable in how you will live your life and the happiness you will feel. So embrace yourself, love yourself, and live your life. Okay? So I hope this episode of Men Aloud has been a thought-provoking one for you, made you maybe think differently about things that you do, the way you live, things you believe, the things you're kind of have taken on board. Think for yourself always, question everything. Always do that in every scenario. Believe in yourself. And like I said, discover who you truly are and then start living that way. And don't pass any apology for it. Be you and solely be you, and love it and love yourself. Okay? So that's it for this week's edition of Men Aloud. Hope it was of some benefit. Hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to get your comments and questions and feedback and anything you would like to add to the discussion. So just pop it below as a comment. Give us your feedback. If you prefer to send anything privately, just message the show or message myself directly. You can catch me in any of the social media. And go out there and live your best life. and enjoy who you are, embrace you, and have fun. Have fun doing so. All right. So take care. Look forward to speaking to you on the next episode. Catch up on previous episodes you may have missed. And like I said, contact the show or myself anytime if we can be of help, or you'd like to share your story, have a question, or some feedback. Take care.